Overlanding to India, Episode 11, Kazakhstan and Karakalpakstan. We are not the only travelers on the road.
Welcome to the glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
Here we also encounter our first but not last camels on this trip.
Now we understand why the petrol is so cheap over here. There is loads of them.
Then we encounter more camels. A lot of them. Never seen such a big herd before in my life. A short while later, the landscape changes, quite dramatically. We see that the steppe on the left and the right side is completely covered in water. In a visually beautiful sunset, we reach the city of Atyrau.
In Atyrau, the river Ural is quite full. They have built defenses against the water to protect the city.
This cafe could get wet when the water gets higher. We're fueling up between tradition and a bit more modern times. East of the city, the water alongside the road continues. We think there must have been a terrible rainstorm here and the whole land is flooded. After a few kilometers, we come again on dry land and won't see water for a very long time. Then we leave the area of Atyrau. At this point in time, I have to ask myself the question how to make this an interesting video for the viewers. So let's speed up things a little bit. Then I spot something in the distance. It's an old diesel-powered cargo train. That deserves a closer look. Just a few kilometers later, I spot the very same train again. It has to wait for another train on this single track. Then it has to power up its mighty engines to get going again. Sometime later, we pass a local passenger train. I imagine it's the Kazakh Express. It features one huge diesel locomotive and one single carriage. Then it is time to exit Kazakhstan again, and I'm sorry to my colleague who was born in Kazakhstan that I don't have more interesting footage for him. At the border, we face the usual administrative topics. And we are being checked if we don't have any illegal stuff with us. Also, we must watch out that we don't drop with our motorbikes into the big pit in the middle of the checking zone. So now we enter the country of Uzbekistan. What strikes us first is that the cars seem, let's say, optimal loaded.
Welcome to Uzbekistan.
We start our ride in this country in the good hopes for a smooth road until the Aral Sea. But boy, were we wrong. Soon, a stretch of road of approximately 300 kilometers long started. This is the main route through the Autonomous Republic of Karakalpakstan. And actually there are more potholes than there is tarmac. The trucks can maybe drive 20 kilometers per hour. Cars do maybe 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. And so do we, to prevent our motorbikes from breaking up. Some truckers point out that there is a new road which might be suitable to drive our motorbikes. But soon this gets as worse as the old road, which is obvious because it's still under construction. At some point we are directed back to the main road. For this we take some rail track.
There's nothing here except holes and bad tarmac.
After an endless ride through the desert, we end up in the town of... how do you pronounce that? Unfortunately, the quality of the petrol is pretty bad. I think the octane is about 80. So our bikes don't really like this petrol. I have to add octane booster to get an acceptable ride. After an extremely long day, we reach the area of the Aral Sea.
This road is just fucking believable. How can they call this a road?
See you in the next movie where we ride towards Kiva.